Hello and welcome back. This video is about meeting your child or another ancestor before they come earthside. In this case, it involved my son, whose name is Zahwa. And in 1993, his father and I, Pudu Dawes, and I planned a baby together, setting out a very nice plan about, what we wanted to create together in terms of the type of life. And I was living solo in the Los Gatos Foothills in a place called Aldercroft Heights on Laurel Road. It was a small, tiny little place with 47 kind of crooked stairs that went up to it, and it was a one bedroom with a potbelly stove that kind of was leaning on the side of the hill in Aldercroft Heights, but it was my absolute heaven. The place was full of big stellar blue jays and madrone trees and redwoods, and it was just absolutely beautiful. It was just a paradise. I was 32 in 1994, excuse me. And what happened was one night, Pudu and I were sitting in my place on a quiet night after I had gone to African dance class and come back. And he was playing his guitar and I was singing. We were sort of doing a little duet together. I went into the bathroom. It was a tiny little one-bedroom bathroom with a really cute window that overlooked just a beautiful vista. And I looked in the mirror and I saw an entity. I didn't see a clear, defined face, but I could see like the outline of a face very clearly in the mirror. No psychosis, no delusion, no drugs, no medications, nothing but being in a very peaceful state, very healthy living. And I waited very calmly because it's my background, and let me learn from this example and this experience, rather. Something I had never experienced before, and I thought, well, this entity, this being is communicating. Here we were trying to conceive, and as of 1993, we were told it wasn't going to happen by a fertility specialist doctor. And in 1994, early, I'd suffered a miscarriage. It was a blighted ovum after our return from our trip to Jamaica in the summer of 94. And now, just after this experience in November, the 11th month, I end up getting pregnant. And this entity in the mirror is showing me and telling me telepathically, thought to thought system, brain to brain, mind to mind, if you will, that he's going to be a boy. He's going to be born a Leo. He's coming soon. And he shows me a picture on the wall, which of course isn't there, but it sort of manifests as you're looking and we're connecting together, thought to thought, telepathically, excuse me. I'm a little bit nervous about sharing this content because in the past it's not been well received, and I assure you it is 150% true. And Pudu Dawes was there that night, and he can back me up on that. I told him, I said, there's a picture on the wall and it shows me and Zahwa, and I saw an outline of us, but I didn't see his father in the picture. And I turned to his father, who was playing guitar, and he kind of stopped for a minute, like, what are you doing? Because obviously I wasn't sitting back down and singing. I'd just come out of the bathroom. And I said, I'm looking, and there's a picture on the wall. There's, you can't see it, but it's there. It's being broadcast into the field. And you're not in it. You're not going to be in his life. He said, what? Anyway, I share this with you, however briefly this is going to be here. I hope this is very brief, so that you can understand and share the experience with me, and maybe share your own. Maybe you've had similar experiences, maybe you haven't. Maybe it sounds like it's way out in left field to you. Maybe it sounds like it's, somebody was on some kind of serious drugs or delusional, psychotic, or schizophrenic, and I assure you none of those are true. This is an absolutely true, real experience that I've had, one of a great many. And I think it's because of the way that I was raised. I was raised so very differently from most people. And I'd like to have little breakdown videos that are short like this one that talk about how my grandmother started, how I ended up coming out of an MK Ultra program, being sort of, in quotations, broken, end quote, so that you open the recesses of the brain create or foster a better connection with mind, the one mind that we're all sort of connected to, or not. Anyway, my son is now deceased. He's transitioned out of a physical vehicle, and it makes me very sad because I miss him so very much. But I want you to know that we connect with other entities that are basically also faceless and nameless, and that we've been distracted and persuaded to think in ways, including the use of religion, in many instances, not all, that cause us to veer away from what we have actually been missing out on, including that's why we used to have wakes when people would die, so that we would be with that person while they hovered around their body in most instances. Not always, but many times they do hover around the body. So I hope this has been interesting for you. This is just simply from the goodness of my heart and the grace. I know there's not much time to give you what I'd like to give you in terms of so much more, and I'm going to try my best. Thank you for listening, and I welcome your comments.